Well, we are live, Doodle. Just when are we gonna pop up on the screen? Here we go. Ta-da! There you go, Doodle. Hey, Jeanette. I don't know who else is here. Marilyn. Hey, Marilyn. How are y'all doing? And Ryan. There we go. Hey, Ryan. The Rosie army is here in full. Yay. How are y'all doing? Hope y'all had a wonderful week and wonderful weekend so far. The Doodle has been griping at me for the last 10 minutes, but I have no idea about what. Apparently something is not going the princess's way, so she's definitely letting me know about it. Are you in an ill mood today? Maybe because I had another couple of blankets up here a minute ago, and when I took everything down to get it just to the one blanket and get these blankets here, I had her, nice little bed made up, and I had to start rearranging stuff to get ready for the show, and I think she kind of didn't like that. So Jeanette said she had a snow-covered weekend, which is odd in Georgia, but with Winter Mageddon coming through the country, so I hope everybody made it through. Scott, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Just working, doing my thing. Had a couple of change orders on the job that I'm on right now, so I had to deal with that. So, oh yeah, the original drug rug is still missing. Still has not been. I still hadn't had a chance to throw it in the laundry. I mean, I got it cleaned up, but I like to throw it in the laundry before I put it back on the sofa and everything. Marilyn said no snow here. No snow in New York. What? How do we have snow in places like Georgia and Alabama? We don't have any snow here in Texas. Did you get yes, I got Highways Ashes, and I'll show y'all. So, like I had mentioned, Highway. There's two things that Highway loved in this world, and that is kids and cats. He loved kids and he loved cats for whatever reason. Well, I had a cat, and let me see if I can add a picture to the live stream for a moment. Probably should have thought about this sooner, but I didn't. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely probably something I should have done sooner. Okay. Let's see, I don't know if this is, there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to put this up. Is it working? The doodle is loafing. Yeah. Okay, there we go. It's a bad picture. All right, so that is Highway the dog, and then that is the cat that I had named Cat, and they were buddies. That was just a picture I snapped. I thought it was rather odd. They were just sitting down staring at me this was at the apartment I used to live in, and that was them. That was them. Cat and Highway. They were buddies. They played together. They slept together. They'd cuddle up, and I mean, they were just buddies. Let me go back to. There. Okay. So that's Cat and Highway. A very grainy picture. Find your way, Rosie. All right. There we go. Now we're back to current day. So this is Cat with his little paw print that I had him make. And now here's Highway with his little paw print. And I did a post on Facebook that showing them together. So their Cat passed away in 2022, and so for the last 3 years, Highway's not had his buddy with him. I mean, he's had Sasha outside, but he hadn't had his buddy with him. But they're together again. So there's Cat and Highway. So yeah. But yeah, got Cat and got Highway together once more. You're wondering why I'm talking about another cat, showing pictures of other cats. Sasha's good. I hadn't seen her today. Best buddies reunited. Yep. Yeah, they're together again. They finally, they get to see each other. Highway, when he crossed the Rainbow Bridge, then they, Cat was there to greet him, and they get to run around and play and chase each other again. But yeah, yep, that's them. So let me put them back over here where I keep them. Sasha, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not. I mean, I guess that's how I would spell it. But yeah, they are. They're back together again. No, I hadn't seen Sasha today, but it's kind of cold and raining, so I would imagine she's probably holed up somewhere. She, for whatever reason, she has not used the kennel that I made her with a heating pad and all this stuff. She hadn't used it in a couple of years. I picked her up and put her right in front of the door, and she kind of looked in. She's like, okay, whatever, and then went back to being her. So she's an outside cat. I've been feeding her probably double the amount of wet food that I do in the summertime, just to help her plump up. And she's getting her winter coat and her winter plump on. So she seems to be perfectly fine. She's accustomed to the cold, and she's doing what she does. But no, I haven't seen her today. I'm sure she'll come around in a little bit, but no. she's so far doing, as of yesterday, she was doing fine. So, you're just mad that I tore up all your blankets that I had up here. But, what was it? Oh, there was something. Oh, I was talking about Highway. Now, there was two things he loved. He loved cats and he loved kids. He loved kids. Loved kids. Love. I mean, and the smaller the better. And I remember I was where I lived previous to here. I had him out in the front yard one day, and I kept him on a leash, even in the front yard, because if he saw a kid or a cat, he was going to tear after him, wanting to play. But they didn't know it. They just saw this dog running toward them would see a dog running toward them full speed, and they would panic. Well, he saw this little girl and her mom walking down the street one day, and he wanted so bad to play with that little girl. He took off running and broke his leash. Not his leash. He broke the collar that he was wearing, and just took off across the street to play with this little girl. She was probably 3 years old, something like that. Well, she panics, her mom panics. I'm yelling at the dog. I'm yelling at her. He just wants to play. He just wants to play. But all they see is a 35-pound, weird-looking little dog flying toward them. And she, of course, picks up her kid and all this stuff. And I mean, they finally figured out that the dog was not going to hurt the little girl, that the dog just wanted to play with her because he loved her so much, even though he didn't even know her. But by then, the little girl was traumatized and screaming and crying and everything. And I apologized and brought Highway back to the house, and had to come up with another collar to put on because he just straight broke his. So yeah, that was Highway. He loved kids and he loved cats. He was the weirdest little dog. He didn't care much for other dogs. He didn't care how big a dog. We had a boxer, and him and the boxer, as the boxer got older, Highway, when the boxer was young, then he would show dominance to the boxer, and he maintained his spot as alpha dog amongst the dogs. And but as she got older, the boxer got older, then she didn't take too kindly to being bullied by this little. She weighed probably about 80 pounds, and he weighed about 35. But at a certain point, she got to where she started fighting back. Well, he didn't like that, so it finally progressed to the point where we literally could not take them out at the same time. We couldn't even let them see each other. We had to keep them separated on different ends of the house, because if they even saw each other, then they were going to go after each other, and it was good. I mean, we had brawls between him and Zena in the living room, where it would mistakenly be, one of the kids would go to take Highway out, not knowing that Zena was already out there, or one of the other kids was bringing Zena through the living room, and they would see each other, and it would get bad. And there was one time, Zena literally got his whole head in her mouth and threw him about 3 feet. He bounced, jumped up, and went back after her with blood coming out of his head from the puncture wounds from her teeth. So all this to say, number one, he was tough as nails. Number two, he did not like other dogs. But cats, kids, oh my God, he loved them. He loved them. So yeah, long story, he loved cats and kids. So yeah, he didn't know. No, he didn't. No, he just saw a little girl and was like, oh, I want to play with her because I love her so much. And yeah. But yeah, that was him, a little weirdo. But yeah, it's kind of been odd. I've had to get used to, like, normally whenever I would leave, I'd go to work, go to the store, go somewhere. Then one of the last things I would do is I would bring Highway in before I would leave. And sometimes I would forget. Not forget, but I would forget until the last minute. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my head. I got to go to the supply house. I got to get this. I got to do that. And I'll go running out the door. I'm running, almost running late, or I am running late. And then I got to bring the dog in. And sometimes it got to be a pain, but now that I don't to have to do that, it's like I kind of miss doing that. I miss, going out to my truck and him, being out there just staring at me like, "Hey, Dad, what are you doing?" So it's taking a little getting used to. Not, even at night, it's taking me a little bit of time to get used to not telling him good night and all that stuff. But it is what it is. He was here for 17 years. He was a great dog. I wish I could have done better by him, but you know, uh, he was a great dog. Anyway, I can understand how that woman, when a random dog runs up to you, part of me worries I'm about to get. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she didn't know that highway would have protected that little girl with his life. All she saw was this dog just flying toward him. So yeah. And that's why I knew I had to keep him on a leash, because he was a very well-behaved dog. But when he saw a cat or a kid, it's like he went deaf. You couldn't tell him to stop, sit, heel. You couldn't tell him anything. He just saw, "I love you, I want to play with you," and that was it. So I knew I had to keep him on a leash when I had him in the front yard. We had a fence around the backyard. But I knew if I had him out front, I had to keep him on a leash. And that day, he was just determined, I'm gonna play with that little girl because I love her so much. So he had a long life, and it sounds like you gave him an awesome life, Scott. Well, I appreciate that. I like to think I did, but I mean, like any person, I fell short at times, and I admit that. But that doesn't mean that that I don't miss him. And like I said, it's taking a little bit of time, to get used to not having to take him out in the mornings and not bring him in the evenings or before I leave or something, or keep an eye on the weather because it's getting chilly outside, I need to bring him in, or it's starting to rain, or is that thunder out here, let me bring Highway in because he doesn't like thunder, or it's 4th of July, I need to bring him in because he doesn't like, he gets scared with fireworks, just all the stuff you get. It's like you get to know somebody, what foods they like, what foods they don't like, they like this, same with your animals. It's just taken a bit to get used to not having that in my life. So, but yeah. I'm sorry. Are we not talking about you? Rosie's like, isn't this my show? Why are we not talking about me? I'm sorry, Google. Are you still mad because I took your other blankets down? Here's one of them right here. She's been trying to bathe me. I appreciate that. I know. Yeah, I know. It'll take time. It does. It's better now than it was last week. It'll be better next week than it is now. So it's just part of life. It's the circle of life. But what? She's been trying to bathe me a lot lately because wintertime, particularly doing construction and whatnot, my hands get really chapped. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but these, all those little those little spots right there, little scab looking thing. That's not from me hitting myself with a hammer or anything. That's just from my hands get so chapped that they just crack open and split. So I have to, put lotion on them, particularly after I wash my hands, where they'll get really cold and dried out and everything. I don't know if it's because she likes the taste of the lotion, or she thinks that there's something on Daddy that she needs to get off. But every time I put a little lotion on my hands, so they'll quit cracking and bleeding, then she tries to bathe me, and I don't want her to eat it. So it's like stop here. I mean, I end up having to keep my hands away from her. She's just, I don't know if she's either trying to get it off of me or she thinks it tastes good. I don't Meow. It's one of those, isn't it, Doodle? Spoiled brat. No, that's love. That's right. Maybe it smells. I know. That's why I can't figure it. But every time, it's like we'll lay down at night and get all snuggled up and everything. And next thing you know, she's bathing my hand, and I'm like, stop! You don't need to eat that. It's probably not good for you. I mean, I don't know. It may be good, great for her, but I don't know. I'm not going to take a chance. Well, if we make a fist of it, it was touchers. What is it, baby? What are you doing? There you go, making a fist again. What was that? Where are you going? Those dainty little bunny feet, that's right. Those dainty little murder mittens. Yeah, so I think so hard not to touch the feet. Yeah, I know. And she doesn't like it. So of course I do it just to mess with her. She hates it, but she likes to play. So, uh, well, may have some time tomorrow to dedicate to the channel. I'm gonna get that video of her helping me. I'm gonna post that tomorrow. I'm gonna put it up, schedule it for. I'm gonna put it up tonight, but schedule it for tomorrow of her helping me wrap presents. And I came home the other night, and normally she's either sleeping on the sofa or under the table or behind my plotter or something. The other night I came home, she had gotten completely under. I couldn't find her. I'm like, what the hell where's my cat? Where'd she go? Did she climb over the barricade? I'm like, oh my God, now there's no telling where she could be. And I reached and I just put my hand on the corner of the blanket and from underneath, weren't you? We're hiding. Meow. Give me 5. Or not. Excuse me. Scratch, 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 scratch. You gonna come here? Come here. Come here. What? Yeah. I didn't know that me snapping my fingers was so entertaining for her. bite me. Ow. Meanie. Meow. Meow. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah. Ow. Meanie. Meanness. Put your claws up. Can't you play nice? Ow. You're so mean to me. You're so violent. No scratches, chin scratches. Cutest toe beans. Scott will need first aid. Yeah, no kidding. See there? They know that you're mean to me. Send Band-Aids. Yeah. Stitches, staples. Oh, goodness. Ha ha ha. Beans! Make bean dip. I'm gonna pay for that. Oh my God, I'm gonna pay for that. What idiot, baby? Ow, 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 ow. What are you doing? Bean dip. Marilyn liked the bean dip, even though you weren't too thrilled about it. You know, she is going to make me pay for every bit of this. What? I still haven't found orange fishy. What did you do with it? Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I might. Wait a minute. Hang on. I think I put it somewhere. Maybe I did. Maybe it. Nope. I didn't put it in there. Want your, try your blue mouse. I know. I don't know where Orange Fishy is, baby. I don't know what you did with it. You got this. I don't know where Orange Fishy is. Oh, look. You almost went over. I think I'm gonna not do the catnip for a little while because I think she's getting too accustomed to it. Whereas if y'all remember when I first started doing all of this, then she would dive into it. If you think back the last couple of episodes, she's just sort of sniffed it and kind of half-heartedly. So I think she's kind of it's kind of becoming old hat to her. So I think I'm gonna try not doing the catnip for a while and then go back to it and see if it becomes more like a treat to her as opposed to just the average every day. Oh yeah, I'm getting catnip. Does correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all have seen. Does she still? She doesn't seem to be as interested in it as she used to be. I don't know. What do y'all think? But yeah, she definitely wants Orange Fishy, and I have no idea where he went, what she did with it. She still loves the string though. Now the string is getting under the blanket. How is this possible? Yeah, so Mike had like once a week. Yeah. Reintroduce it later on. It will be special. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Mine are just like that. I have to take it away for a while. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so y'all noticed that I don't know what the last 3 or 4 episodes I've laid it out there, and she's like, whatever. Hang on, I gotta get the camera. Y'all gotta see my angle. Seriously, Doodle? I bring the camera down here and now you're just gonna stand there. Just like a cat. Oh my God, there we go. There we go. Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Are you a Cobra Kai? Are you a Cobra Kai kitty? Yeah, almost had it. Where are you going? Yeah, all right. Put the camera back up here. Or the phone, the camera, whatever. I don't know if I'm straight and level and all of that good stuff. What does it say? Blanket monster string. Nice. All right. There we go. I think I've got it straightened. Am I level? Am I straight? We'll see. If I have to adjust it, so be it. What is it, Doodle? If she's starting to get tired, I can see it in her eyes. She's breathing heavy. Are you tired, baby? He's her tired. He's her turned into a sleepy doodle. she's starting to doze off. Starting to doze off, Doodle. I'm gonna pay for this later. Mark my word. She's nice and relaxed, but she's not a huge fan of being held, especially on her back, like a baby. She really kind of hates this. But since she's tired, she's gonna pretend like she's not wanting to kill me. But I promise you later on, she'll remember, and I'll pay for this. Marilyn said, yes, you will, Scott. That's all my help is sleep since it turned so cold. Yep. That didn't last long. All right, well, thank you for loving on me. Thank you for letting me be affectionate there, Rosie. Appreciate you. Meow.
What? You're okay. Sleepy girl.
Oh, my goodness. Yep, I will pay for that. So what else? What about y'all's week? How did y'all's week go? How was your week, Marilyn, Jeanette, Brian? Jeanette said that all her want to do is sleep since it got cold. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, me too. Oh God, and I hate doing what I do for a living in the cold. I mean, right now I'm doing a job. It's an interior job, but I still have to go outside to get material, and I hate it. Yeah, me too. July next to the radiator. Yeah. Yeah, it got cold here. I mean, we hadn't had any snow or anything, not like everybody else has, but it got cold, and me and Rosie threw some extra blankets on the bed. Got extra cuddly. So Marilyn says she had a good week. That's awesome. Jeanette said her week was good. That's awesome. So hopefully everybody will have a good upcoming week. Nice, safe, productive, happy week. I do want to mention, how cold is it here? Today, I want to say it's 50 something, I think. I'm trying to think if I got, yeah, I want to say it's, hang on a second. I may have a way to check. Okay, so this is one of my old phones I dug out and charged up. So yeah, I don't have service on it, but I've got Wi-Fi. So it is 56. Feels like 55. Low tonight of 42. So it's definitely improving over what it was last week. I think our highs, at least for the last 3 or 4 days, have been in the mid 40s ish range, whereas our forecast for the coming week is highs in the high 50s. Next Friday will be 60. Thursday will the high of 63. Friday high of 69. Saturday high of 71. Then Sunday, a week from today, we drop back down to 52. These are all highs: 52, 46, 39. Ooh. So yeah. It looks like our highs are gonna dip down in the 30s. Not this coming week, but the week after. So But yeah, this is kind of typical for a Texas winter. I mean, to me, this is cold. To somebody like Maryland would be like, yeah, tank top and shorts kind of weather probably. I mean, she's, New York, so used to cold. I don't know what it's like where Ryan's at, but New York gets cold, and then Georgia for Jeanette. I mean, me being from Alabama, uh, depending on what part of Georgia you're in, your winters are probably about like mine were in Birmingham. But this is kind of typical of a Texas winter. It'll get what we consider to be really cold will be next month. Usually the worst of it will be probably the third week of February, about the middle of February will be the worst of it, and then it'll start warming up again from there. Just kind of fluctuating, and then about the middle to the end of March is when we'll start warming up consistently, as we go into spring. And usually probably about the second or third, about the middle of April, then we will get one bitterly cold snap that will last for a day or two, and I always kind of refer to it as, winter's last parting shot. And then after that, then it just ramps up to, by the time June comes, we're very close to, if not in triple digits. So winter here, particularly in comparison to somewhere like New York, we have very, 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 very mild winters, and winter for us really doesn't last but about 2.5 months. I mean, of actual cold weather. So if that, gives anybody any idea of a Texas winter. What did Ryan say? I went down to about 19 degrees in England, which is about as bad as it gets. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. I remember, let's see here, we got a really cold snap that hit in February of 21, which again, Texas, we don't necessarily prepare for cold weather. We don't spend the money on, having ice trucks and snow plows and all that stuff, because, I mean, in the 16 years that I've lived here, we've had snow twice, and each time, or maybe 3 times, and each time it was probably less than, I know that 2 times it was less than an inch. I think there was a third, but I mean, in 16 years, I've experienced probably less than 3 inches of snow cumulatively in 16 years. So we just don't spend the money on, the equipment, the infrastructure to fight off the cold. So, when we got that really, really, really cold, it was an ice storm that came through. There were pipes that people's pipes burst all over Houston, because we just don't prepare for it, because we don't get, I mean, that's kind of out, way outside the norm. I think temperatures went down, like Ryan was saying, in the teens, except they were in the teens for a day or two, a couple of days. I know that a couple of years ago, I say a couple of years ago, this was probably 2000, 2009, 2000, it was about 15 years ago. I had a different truck than what I have now, but it had a water leak in it. So I was always having to put water in it. But I didn't put antifreeze in it, because I didn't see the point of putting antifreeze in it, because number one, I live in Texas. Our cars don't freeze up, or we don't get cold enough to freeze up. Plus, why was I going to put antifreeze into a vehicle with a leaking water system? So all I was going to end up doing is spending money on antifreeze to let it leak out. So I just kept straight water in it. Well, we did end up getting, again, this was 09 or 10, we ended up getting another cold snap where it got down in the teens. So to keep my truck from freezing, I would go outside all night long. I'd set an alarm for about 2 hours. I would bundle up, go outside, crank my truck up, let it run, let it warm up. I would just sit in the, this was only about a year or two after iPhones even came about, after Facebook even came about. So social media wasn't what it was news sites and entertainment sites and everything weren't what they are now. So I would just take a book out to my truck and just sit in my truck for about 45 minutes, letting the engine run and warm up, and all that, and just read. And then my truck would warm up to where it wasn't going to freeze. I felt good about that, so I'd go back inside, go back to bed, but then I'd have to get up in another 2 hours to do it again, or my truck would freeze. So yeah, it was a real pain. But again, that's not something that we have to do on a regular basis here, like New York or Canada or somewhere like that. But we had a little. Maryland asked Ryan, "Will you get snow?" Ryan said we had a little, maybe some more coming. Maryland, it's not too bad. Ice storms can be scary and dangerous. Yeah, it was not too terribly great. A lot of people they were without water. They were I was married to my former wife at the time, and again we were blessed that we didn't lose any water, we didn't lose any pipes and whatnot, but the roads were very treacherous, and she made various phone calls to arrange to get people that did have water to fill up jugs and whatnot, and then I went around in my truck, I had a big 4-wheel drive truck at the time, and she would arrange with people to like she would talk to this person, they'd say, yeah, I can have 5 gallons ready, this and I would run around and pick up water where people had water, and we arranged to have it distributed to people that didn't have water to drink or cook with or things like that. So I mean, it was a big community effort. It wasn't just she and I. It was everybody. So she kind of worked the phones, made arrangements, and then she would send me an address. Hey, go pick up 10 gallons from this person, go 5 gallons from this person, and whatnot. So yeah, worked out. I mean, it was bad. I mean, there were some people didn't make it through. Because they just the temperatures, whether they were exposed to the weather or lost power and whatnot. So it was bad. I mean, it was more than just some burst pipes, but the burst pipes, as far as the construction end of it, was that there was I know that a lot of plumbers, mine in particular, or mine included, had a lot of work to do as far as repairing burst pipes and all that stuff. Then me coming behind them, I had a lot of work repairing sheetrock and doing things like that. Where they would have to cut holes in walls to get to the areas where the pipes were burst, or repairing flooring where people their pipes had burst and then they thawed out, and spraying water all inside their walls, which would leak out on their hardwood floors, or this, that, and the other, and just now once it thawed out, if the water wasn't able to be turned off for one reason or another, then or even if it was able to be turned off, but say they were at somebody else's house, the pipes thaw out, and now the water starts flowing for 3 hours or 2 days before they even get home and realize it, and now their house is flooded. So I mean, it created a lot of work for plumbers and then general contractors, in addition, for the repair work from the plumbers, and then the repair work from flooded houses. So not quite as much flood work as after Hurricane Harvey, when the entire city, the entire county metro area, Houston, Harris, Galveston County, the whole 9 yards was underwater back in August of 17. But yeah. Our girl is knocked out. I told you she gets tired after playing for a few minutes. So Meryl said, "Yeah, that's great." But yeah, it was a sort of a community effort. Like I said, she worked the phones, and whatnot, and I was, out in my four-wheel drive dually, picking up water, so I can imagine that would be expensive. Yeah, yeah, some of them were. I mean, there's, a lot of my customers live in a lot of my customers are more, on the higher end, work, the higher end materials and whatnot, a lot of multi-million dollar homes. So, it's the difference, if my kitchen flooded and I've got to replace the floor, you're talking about, a couple of $1,000s. If one of their kitchens flooded and I have to replace the floor, you may be looking at 10, 12, 15, $20,000 just for the floor, or more in some cases. So yeah, but it's all relative. I mean, when if somebody's in a $3 million home, then it's just natural that that materials are going to be more expensive, and labor is going to be more expensive, because you've got to have a different, not just a different set of skills, but a different mindset. In a $3 million, $2 million home, good enough is not good enough. I mean, not that, and that's the thing with me, is good enough is not good enough in any home, whether it's a $3 million home or a $3,000 home, and that's part of why, that part of that's just my OCD. I can't, it really bugs me to do a bad job. I can't. I see work other contractors do, and it just grates on my nerves. It's like, why would you not take the time to do this just a little bit better? Give your, whether your customer makes $50,000 a year or $50 million a year, that's their money that they're entrusting you with their home, and they're turning some of their hard-earned money over to you. Why would you not have enough pride in yourself and your work to do a decent job? But I see work other contractors do, and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You people, please just get out of the business, go do something else. But that's just me. I feel terrible for the people in California. Oh my God. Yes, I was gonna mention that a while ago. And then I got to blabbering about something else. Yes, please keep the people in California in your thoughts and prayers. I know that in the way the world is now, we're all, the way the world is now, if I could form words, everybody's so divided on, on everything from culture to money to politics to this, that, and that. None of that matters. These people, again, whether they live in a nice, modest little $100,000 home, or they live in a $20 million mansion, they've done something. They've put in some work to earn the money to be able to have that home and to have it just gone. I mean, the time for a lot of stuff can be, but just, keep the people in your thoughts and prayers. I know I saw an article where an actress, and I'm not going to name the person because I don't know how much I can, name, be specific on here, because certainly don't want to get myself in trouble. But she had started a GoFundMe for a relative who had lost their home and their, in-home music studio and all this stuff, and she's worth, X number of millions of dollars, and the GoFundMe was only asking for, like $60,000 to help her family out. And there were a lot of people piling on her about, why don't you just help them? You got all these millions and blah, 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 blah. And my point of view is she's got a right to do a GoFundMe. People can either donate to it or not donate to it. Don't get yourself all in a bunch because some multimillionaire is asking for donations to help with their family members. She's got every right to start a GoFundMe, just like I do, just like anybody else does. That's what GoFundMe is there for, is for people, not for people with within a certain criteria. She's got a right to start it. If people don't want to donate, don't donate. Donate to something. I suggest people donate to, find a good charity, a good foundation, a good organization to donate to help the people out. So, before everybody, I don't know, it just kind of irritated me that people were just piling on her. I mean, me personally, I'm not going to donate to her GoFundMe because, again, she well has the resources to be able to help her family out. But if other people want to donate, that's absolutely fine. Me personally, I'll go ahead and donate to help, people out that aren't as blessed as she, people that don't have the resources or don't, so I don't know. That's just my little rant on it. But point being, please keep everybody that has been affected by those fires out there in your thoughts and prayers. They're the family and friends of the people who've lost their lives. I know that there's been, I think now it's up to what was it, like 11 or 16. It was something like that. So, yeah, everybody, whether they've lost their home and everything in it, or have had to evacuate. And I mean, to me, being honest with you, I don't know if it would be worse. I think me personally, I may be wrong. I'm not trying to speak for anybody, but I almost think that it would be worse because I've seen so many people being interviewed that have had to evacuate, and they go to a family member's house or a friend's house or something, or go to a hotel. They go somewhere out away from their home, and then they'll be interviewed, and the person interviewing, regardless of what channel it is, they'll ask me, is your, do you know if your home is still there or it's burned down? Me personally, I think it would be worse when they answer the questions, I don't know. I've heard people say, well, I've talked to, so and so from the neighborhood, and they said that the house on both sides of me is burned down, and the house behind me is burned down, and the house in front of me is burned down, but I don't know if my house is burned down. That they know somewhere in the back of their head, yeah, my house is gone, but it's like that not knowing. But then you talk to, I hear about people that say, yeah, my neighbor called me and said my house is gone. I may be wrong, but at least that gives you some kind of, this is where I am. Now I have to recover from here. Whereas the people that don't know, where they're like, well, is your house still standing? I don't know. Okay, so from there, where do you go from there? You can't start the recovery rebuilding process if you don't know where in the process you are. To me, that would be almost worse than I guess long way of saying, because I tend to do a lot of this. The not knowing would be worse to me. I would much rather know, oh, my house is gone, all my mementos, all my childhood possessions, all my this, all my that. Well, oh my God. But okay, now I know. Okay, now let's start. Now we have a starting point to go forward from. So yeah, all that to say, keep the people, keep all the people in your thoughts and prayers. I don't care what their affiliation to any group or what their financial status is. I mean, it's actually kind of like almost a great equalizer. Somebody can have a $30 million mansion on the beach, and a shelf full of Oscars and Emmys and all this stuff, but that fire rages through and takes it all. Taking all of your Oscars and all your Emmys hurts just as bad as somebody losing, all of their model airplanes that they spent 20 years putting together, or all of their clothes, or all of their kids' high school pictures. I mean, it's, your life has been taken away from you without your life actually being taken away from you. So, Jeanette says, it's just so sad about those fires. I can't imagine what those people are going. No, I can't. And it's yeah. I can't even imagine. I would not pretend I would not insult them I mean, unless I had been through it, I would not insult them by saying, oh, I know how you feel. There's no way anybody can know how somebody feels unless they've been through that thing. So, and I hope to God nobody else has to go through that thing. I mean, it's just, or any other thing, but no, those people out there, I feel so bad for them. And I've never been to California, but from everything I've seen, and I mean, you hear, I mean, I love Texas, I love Florida, I love Alabama, all that stuff, but I mean, it's by all accounts supposed to be some of the most beautiful, some of the most beautiful areas of the world. As far as the views, the beaches, the weather, I mean, California is supposed to, I mean, it's, I don't know. Like I said, I've never been there, but I've heard that it's just, beautiful doesn't begin to touch it. But, now it looks like somebody actually posted a picture of the Palisades burned down, the Pacific Palisades area after the fire went through, and a picture of Hiroshima after the atomic bomb that was dropped on them at the end of World War II. And the two pictures looked eerily similar. And I mean, that's kind of what these, minus the radiation, that's what these people are, normally you have a disaster come through, there's usually something left. Fire eats everything. I know from having, been through tornadoes, been through hurricanes, there, a lot of times you've got something left over. Even the trees are burned. I mean, even the landscaping's gone. So, yes, my brother went there on a trip years ago. He was in seventh heaven. Never seen him happier. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never been there, so I'm not gonna, try to speak as an expert on California by any stretch of the imagination. But I've never heard anybody. I've never spoken to or heard of anybody coming back from California and saying it just sucked. I mean, there are areas of any town, any city that has its less than desirable places to be, and California certainly has its unique set of problems. But that doesn't change the fact that the weather's supposed to be just beautiful year round. You got the Pacific Ocean, you got some of the most beautiful real estate in the world, so, but it's all ablaze now, which sucks. But yeah, keep those people in your thoughts and prayers. Just, all of them. I don't care what the news says. I don't care what the media says about, blasting on this celebrity for asking for help. Okay, whatever. If you don't like it, don't help them. Move on. It's like I tell people about, like my channel. If you don't like, that's like people, when I first started the channel and people were just piling all over me, talking about what a horrible human being I am for not putting her down because, I'm an idiot because she's obviously having a seizure, she's in distress, she's this, and I'm I was a piece of garbage for giving my cat drugs just just to get hits on a video. And I mean, y'all unless y'all were, and I think one or two of you might have been here from the very beginning, but if you go back to some of the comments on some of the early videos, oh my God, until I started, I actually created a Word document that had an explanation of what CH is, and anytime somebody would post on there that, what a piece of garbage I am for doing this to my cat just to make videos or whatnot, that I would just copy and paste, because I found myself writing the same thing, the same explanation of what CH is. And I forget where I was going with this, but I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, don't watch, scroll on, go on. If you don't like my channel, if you think I'm doing something harmful to this little tuxedo furball back here, then click off of it and watch another video. That's the way I feel about people that want to pile on these uh, these celebrities that, oh, you're worth $50 million. You shouldn't be asking for money. Why? Are they any? Do they have any less of a right to ask for help because they've got money? Yeah, they've got money, and they're going to find it much easier to rebuild. They have the resources to get back on their feet a lot quicker. But that doesn't mean that they have less of a right to ask for it. So that's why I tell people, they start, so-and-so shouldn't be asking for money. Okay, if you don't like it, don't donate. Move on. Don't get your life all in a stress ball because some celebrity asked for money that they may or may not need. So anyway, rant over. My bad. Jeanette said, "No way, Scott." They said that's just awful to say. Some people, yeah, they did. I mean, like I said, it got to the point where I found myself, literally, it was like 4 or 5 times a day. Your cat's obviously having a seizure and you're recording it and blah, blah, blah. Get that baby out. Put that cat down. Your cat's broken. It needs to be killed and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and, of course, the urge to say, hey, you piece of garbage, blah, blah. But I was like, no, be better, do better. So I was just like, no, she's not having a seizure. She has a condition called cerebellar hypoplasia, parentheses, CH. CH is a neurological blah, blah, blah. And I found myself typing the same thing 4 or 5 times a day. So finally, I just wrote it out in a Word document. And then when I would get one of those nasty comments, that I would just copy, paste. And people finally started, I did get a lot of, now to follow up to that, I did get a lot of people after I posted that, then they would come back and say, oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you for explaining it to me. And thank you for taking such good care of her. And I'm just like, well, number one, I appreciate that. But at the same time, before you got your blood pressure up and decided to call me a piece of human garbage that doesn't deserve to have an animal, why not just ask me what is wrong with her? Is she okay? And let me explain before you decide that she needs to be put down and maybe I need to be also. I mean, I don't know. Am I getting on my soapbox? Sometimes Rosie has to hear this, because I tend to, think out loud. And she'll look at me like, shut up, Daddy, I'm trying to sleep. Marilyn says, well, Scott, people just are uninformed or stupid or trolling or just plain mean. True on all that, Marilyn. I didn't think that. Some people maybe overreact. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, Ryan. There, not when I say I got that 4 or 5 times a day, the majority of people were like the Rosie Army, like my core Rosie Army, where they either knew already what CH was and they recognized it and they just enjoyed the beauty of watching her play and have fun, or they didn't know and they would say, "Is she?" There were some people that would say, "Is she okay? How do you take care of her? Is there a treatment for it? Is it curable? Does it get worse? Blah blah blah." There were people that legitimately, but then there were people that just, boom, jumped the gun and just decided that, there was somebody, and I can't, of course, I don't remember who it was, and I wouldn't say, but there was somebody in the comments that accused me of giving her drugs just to induce seizure activity so that I could film it for a YouTube video. And I'm like, what? What? So, Ryan says, I didn't know about CH before I saw your channel. Maybe people not understanding. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, but it's just that they, even if you didn't know what it was, then it's like you, Ryan. I mean, you didn't know what it was, but you didn't just jump right in there with, oh, this guy must be a horrible human being. You were like, okay, let me see what's going on here. Where a lot of people just assumed that I was mistreating her so I could make a video. If anything, she mistreated me. Jeanette says, I don't think I will ever have the skin thick enough for patience to have a channel because I just can't deal with ignorant people. Well, Jeanette, I'm kind of I've got a thick skin, but I also, I've also had to to learn it's not just, okay, they may be uninformed and here's my chance to educate them, because trust me, I have the propensity to want to come at somebody just as hard as they come at me, but at the same time I have to realize that a lot of times that's just gonna for lack of a better term, bring me down to their level. You know, if they're gonna jump to because like I said, there were a lot of people that after I did post an explanation, as a reply to their comment, then they would come back and say, oh, I didn't realize that. Thank you for taking such good care of her, and I've learned something, blah blah blah. Had I gone back at them and say, with something negative and derogatory, and attacking, their, mother or something, like they may have said to me, then all that's going to do is feed into, then their comment's going to be horrible, and then mine, so it's like, what, I'm gonna, and I just got to the point where I didn't have quote unquote a dialogue. It was like, okay, I'm going to explain this to you. You can either listen or not listen, but beyond this, we're not going to have any conversation. If you want to, if your next response is to continue to attack me, then you're welcome to be a member of the channel. I'm not going to block you unless you start presenting a danger to me or my family, my home, my life, my whatever. You're welcome to be here and watch, but if you're going to continue to comment like this, then I'm just going to ignore you. So I mean, and part of it is a lot of times I'll let people show their true colors. If somebody, if I have not done anything wrong, and I don't have anything to defend, but somebody wants to attack me, then I'll be more than happy to sit back and let them make an ass of themselves. If I have done something that I feel like I need to defend my actions, then I will certainly do that. But if somebody wants to attack me, then I'll be more than happy to sit back and let them, go ahead, lie about me. I don't care. I know the truth, and that's all I need to know. Whatever. Marilyn said that person is a ghoul. Yeah, I'm talking about the one that accused me of drugging her. Yeah. Jeanette says that she never thought that at all when I first saw your channel. I just fell in love with Rosie. Oh, well, thank you, Jeanette. And that's what a lot of people. That's what most people did. I mean, I'll say, and this was just in the beginning. I guess once I started getting, and I was really surprised that there were so many people that did not know about it, because I follow quite a few CH Cat channels. So I just took it for granted. I took it, in my little silly head that, everybody knows about. I took it so much so that everybody knew about CH Cats. I almost did not even start the channel, because I thought to myself, it's just going to be another CH channel. There's nothing special. Everybody knows about it. There's, Phoebe the CH Cat. There's Willy Wonky. There's Orange is the New Black. There's which is the cat's name is Finn. He's an orange tabby, and it's orange. It's Orange is the New Black Cat, or Orange is the New. It's sort of a spin on the Orange is the New Black show title. But I'm like, there's all these CH Cat channels out there. Who's going to be interested in mine? It's just another CH Cat, and I literally almost did not start the channel because of that. But no, for every so all of that died down after a while, and I haven't seen any negative comments. I don't go to the comment section that much anymore. But I haven't seen a lot of negative comments, but all that died down. But all that to say, for in the beginning, when I was getting 4 or 5 hateful comments a day, I was probably getting 40 or 50 or 60 positive comments. I even got comments from some people that said that Rosie actually helps them get through the day. That Rosie had, and I have to be very sensitive about this part, but that Rosie had made them stop thinking about harming themselves. That they had found joy in Rosie, and that it doesn't matter what you're going through, that you can still find pleasure, find happiness, find whatever. And to me, if just one of those, I never thought I would get anything like that, where somebody said that where somebody was telling me that Rosie had, helped them to stop, or maybe not think about harming themselves as much, or, whatever the case may be. I mean, that one, that got me, that touched me. But, like I said, I got a lot of positive, so. Rosie is so special. I'm so happy that you did start your, oh yeah, me too. Because like I said, I was surprised. Because, like I said, I actually thought about not doing it because I was like, who's going to watch? Nobody care. There's 47,000 other CH Cat videos and channels out there to watch that are already established and have a following. Who's going to, and but yeah, as soon as I started, I mean, it was like the first, we'll put it this way, I actually started the channel back in 2019. And the theme of the channel then it made sense in my head, but the way I do things, I overdo everything. I overthink everything. So what I was going to do back in 2019, I actually did post a video. I did do a video. I don't know if it's still up. I might have taken it down. But it was going to be, I was going to combine what I do for a living with her. And the theme was, I'm a construction worker, but I work for a lady that she has a lot of money and she has a lot of work for me, but she's really mean to me, and she's a drunk. She falls down. She's a fall down drunk. This, that, and the other. But she's a cat. So the whole theme was that I work for a drunk cat that's mean to me, and I did, like I said, I did a video. I went and bought some little miniatures of booze and laid them out on the bed and had her falling down around them like she was drunk and whatnot. I did that one video and was going to do a follow-up, and I was going to do things at my house. I told my then wife that I was going to, knock a hole in the ceiling. I was literally going to do this. I was going to knock a hole in the ceiling and then pretend like I got a phone call from Rosie that she needs me to go repair a ceiling for somebody and this, that, and the other. And then I was going to do a video, where I repair the ceiling and, do sheetrock repair and all this stuff. But then I was going to come back and knock another hole in it and do the repair with like sheetrock hanging down. Bottom line, it was going to be, Rosie didn't like the way that I did the repair, so she went back and redid it, but it was just horrible. It would be like crown molding on the side of the wall and sheetrock hanging down, but that was going to be her drunken way of, this is how it's supposed to be done. Anyway, I was going to be the idiot contractor. She was going to be the mean drunk lady that I worked for. I did one video just as an intro, and it was just so production intensive, especially since I had other things going on at the time. I mean, it wasn't like doing the videos now where it's just, shoot a couple minutes of her playing and, do a little this, a little that, and then post it. But, so I never did another one, and it just sort of fell by the wayside, which I'm glad I didn't do it because, holy God almighty, the response I got when I started it again, people accusing me of drugging her. If they had seen her falling down around little miniatures of Jack Daniels and little miniatures of brandy and this, that, and the other, they would have accused me of getting her drunk. They probably would have called the SPCA on me for abusing her or something. But I think I acquired like 10 subscribers in just a matter of, a couple of days, the way the channel was designed then, and then I quit doing it. So when I started doing the channel again, I think it was like spring of last year, like March or April of last year of 24, I started out with 10 subscribers, and I decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to video her being her. I don't even need to be in it. Why, who needs to hear from me? It's about her. So I just got videos of her playing with the laser or with the string or with the this, or just walking around. I think the very first one I posted was of showing how she gets off the sofa by climbing over the back and then just falling off. Boom! I think I picked up almost 100 subscribers in the first 2 days. I was like, what? How's this? And then I just kept doing videos, and I ended up going to a little over 500 videos in just no time at all. And then that's when other things started. I started backing off the channel, and business started picking up and whatnot. So that's why I went from 10 subscribers to over 500 in about 3 months. And now I've been, 8 months where I've picked up less than 200 because I have not been dedicated enough to the channel. But then that last time I posted like 2 or 3 videos a couple of weeks ago, I picked up another 100 like that. So, I mean, so all this to say I was wrong. People obviously are interested in Rosie. People obviously are interested in the little fur balls of the world. You really wish I would quit talking, don't you? So you could go to sleep. Yeah. Oh, very imaginative. Yeah, I told you sometimes I way overthink things, Marilyn. Ryan says she's having a positive impact on people's lives. Yeah, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't. I just wanted to share with the world and maybe put a smile on people's face. And then I started, educating people about CH, and that one person that wrote in that. I mean, I've had a lot of people write in about how they brightened up her day, they cheered her up, they this, that, but that one person that said that she makes them not think about harming themselves as much. I was like, wow. Rosie just for sure made me want to adopt a CH, and I will as soon as I think I can. Awesome, Jeanette. Rosie is so cute there on the couch listening to Scott. Yeah, she's listening to me, wishing I'd shut up. Don't forget kisses. Oh yeah, kisses. Kisses. Yeah, you like that, don't you? All right, here we go. Kisses. Here's one for Marilyn. One for Ryan. One for Jeanette. And one for me. There you go. There we go. Kisses for everybody. Yeah, I try to mix it up when I do kisses because all of you are just super important to me. So I try to mix it up where I do. I don't want to do just one person. I don't want to do the same person first every time. And again, this is how my brain thinks. Y'all might not have even thought about this. This is how my brain thinks. How I told y'all I overthink. So I'll try to mix it up where I'll do Marilyn first this time, Ryan first the next time, Jeanette first the next time, and try to keep it so that because like I said, y'all are all super important to me. But I don't want any person to think, well, why am I always second, or why am I always last, or why am I so? I try to mix it up. All right. You ready to call the show, Rosie? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call the show right here. Ryan said, well, thank you, Ryan. Bless you too. Bless all of them. Bless all of us, everybody. Bless the people in California. Well, thank you, Marilyn. So I've got to go to the store, and I've got to work on a bit. I told y'all there was some change orders on this job that I'm on. So the customer has added a couple of things that I need to get their price worked up, ready to present to them tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to call it a show right here. Go do my running around, and I'm gonna get that video. I'm gonna try to post it tonight, but have it scheduled for release tomorrow because I did some research, and early on in the channel, and there's certain. That's why when I used to post 2 videos a day, I would release them I would do one at 10 in the morning and one at, I think it was 4 in the afternoon, because it showed that those times, for whatever reason, it hit in the highest traffic area times, and videos that were released in around those times were received the most traffic. So yeah, I'll probably set it for release tomorrow morning, and try to get some more released. I don't. I don't know where it is. Crap. Ryan sent me, or he posted, it may be on Rosie's channel. I don't know. I don't remember if he messaged it to me or what. But anyway, the picture that he edited with a helmet on Rosie is awesome. Ryan did such a wonderful job, and I need to post it. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I don't know exactly where I put it. That's the problem. It may take me a minute to find it, but I want to post. I want y'all to see it because I definitely think that that it would be a good one to go on shirts or mugs, Maryland, if I ever get around to doing that. But yeah, so big shout out to Ryan. He did a great job on that picture, on editing that picture of Rosie that has the Army helmet. Ryan says, it was a private message. I forgot you can't post on Facebook like you can Twitter. Okay. All right. So it's in the message. I'm pretty sure I saved it, but I don't remember where I can't remember because I've got a couple of folders in my computer with her, logos and graphics and things like that. I don't remember which one I put it in. I hate to sit here and dig through 4 or 5 folders looking for it. So, and I don't like to go online while I'm doing a live stream because my computer, and all I'm running right now is I'm running Mozilla Firefox so that I can monitor the chat and run the my YouTube channel live. I'm running OBS Studio, and I'm running Camo Studio, which is the app that allows me to use my phone as a webcam. So I'm running those 3 programs, Firefox, OBS, and Camo. Yet right now, the live stream in OBS is eating up 60% of my CPU. So all that to say that going to dig around, if I go to dig around too much, then it's going to slow down the stream even more. It's going to, if I try to go to Facebook to download it again, it's going to slow it down even more. The good news is a friend of mine gave me or is giving me, I've just got to go pick it up. It's, I won't say an old computer, but it's like, it's a computer that they're replacing, that they got a replacement for, that it's only like 6 months or a year old, where my laptop was a refurb that I got in 21. So this computer that she's given me is going to be considerably more powerful than my little laptop here. So once I get that, then I'll either start using that for my business purposes and all of that stuff, and use my laptop exclusively for my channel, or more or less exclusively for my channel. That way it'll hopefully be a little better quality, or vice versa, where I'll use the new computer for the channel and then clean this out and use this exclusively for my business. So right now this little laptop I use for my business, doing bids, doing material, dealing with all my supplier accounts and my customers and the channel and my editing and my this. I mean, yeah. There we go. So all that to say, hopefully, and once I get a little bit more tech savvy on how to do live streams and all that stuff, I may be able to go find stuff on the fly while we're in the midst of a live stream. But yeah, so there's Scott just rattling off the head again. Sorry. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to call the show right here. Go get my running around done. And yeah, Ryan did an excellent job. I'll get that. I'll try to get that picture posted or something. Either that or at least get it ready to display on the live stream next week. Like I did the one. The reason I did Cat and Highways picture today, I knew right where it was because I actually ended up having to get that off of an old phone. A phone that I had, I think back in 2012 2012 or 2013 or something. And I put it on my laptop, and I knew right where it was. It was right on the desktop. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Everybody, thank you again for being here. Thoughts and prayers for the people in California, and you know, just have a good, safe, productive week. You know, all that good stuff. And you got anything, Doodle? No, you think you're good? I think you're good. Yeah, you're good. Okay. All right. So again, as usual, I'm gonna leave it up for a few minutes. Let everybody say their toodles to everybody and whatnot. And with that, Doodle and I are gonna sign off. So, all right. Say toodles, Doodle. Say toodles. Or ignore me and keep bathing. Good girl. All right. Toodles, everybody. I'll see y'all next week.